Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is more likely just talking big than actually going far in his career. He might speak loudly about what he wants to achieve, but he doesn't put in the daily hard work or follow through needed to move ahead. So don't expect him to rise up the ladder on his own. His actions may not match his words.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he will likely react with anger or frustration instead of calmly finding a solution. You may see him shout, blame others, or get very upset quickly rather than taking a step back to think things through. If you want a partner who handles stress quietly and with strength, he may struggle in this area.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work may find him difficult to get along with. He's often blunt with his words and doesn't really care about being polite. So, small disagreements can easily turn into arguments. In simple words, he's at risk of clashing with people rather than building strong, friendly relationships at work.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he might feel insecure instead of proud. His own confidence is shaky because he isn't moving ahead in his life. So your success can make him feel small or left behind. Instead of cheering you on, he could get angry easily or make hurtful comments to pull you down a little.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, there is a strong chance he will feel insecure and even hold some resentment if you earn more than him. Even if he doesn't say it openly at first, you might notice small digs or grumpy moods. This kind of tension can build up over time if it's not talked about openly and honestly.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is not very careful with money and may often spend without much planning. It's easy for him to buy things on impulse or lend money without thinking about the future. This can lead to stress later if money runs short or unexpected costs come up.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He is more likely to pretend to be richer than he really is. He might buy flashy things, talk big about what he owns, or spend to impress others, even if he doesn't have the savings to back it up. Sometimes he may act as if everything is fine money wise, but the truth can be quite different.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is open handed and often kind, especially when someone needs help. He can be generous with his time and money, not thinking twice before stepping in to support a friend or a family member. Sometimes he may even give more than he has without worrying about the consequences.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is usually not secretive or controlling about money, but he may not be fully open or responsible either. He probably doesn't hide things on purpose, but you might find he forgets to tell you about certain expenses or decisions simply because he's not paying close attention. You won't see him tracking every rupee or getting possessive, but he may be careless or casual about where the money goes.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is not someone who believes that housework is only your job. He may not be very organized or tidy himself, but he doesn't expect you to carry all the work alone. Still, he wants to be a teammate, not just a spectator when it comes to running the home.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will try to pitch in with chores and diapers, not just stand on the side and supervise while you do the hard work. His heart is in the right place, so if he sees you stressed or asks for help, he's willing to get involved, even if he isn't very skilled or neat about it. Sometimes his efforts may be clumsy or need a gentle reminder, but he truly does want to support you.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
Most of the time, he argues to prove he's right rather than truly trying to understand your side. If there's a disagreement, you'll likely find him getting louder or more stubborn, focusing on explaining his point instead of listening to yours. He can be quick to defend himself, and his temper might show up if he feels challenged.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't always stay respectful. His temper can flare up quickly, and he might say hurtful things or use harsh words without thinking about the impact. Sometimes he could raise his voice, slam things, or act in a way that feels aggressive.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. Little things can set him off, and his reaction is often much bigger than the situation calls for. This is definitely a red flag that should not be ignored. No amount of kindness or caring can erase the harm that anger and harsh words can cause over time.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
Most of the time, he struggles to say sorry and take responsibility. Instead, he often blames you or someone else for whatever went wrong. If you want a partner who can admit faults and genuinely apologize, you may be left disappointed with him.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to fully respect your boundaries, especially in the heat of the moment. His quick temper and strong reactions can make it hard for him to pause and listen when you say no. At times, he might push back, argue, or try to change your mind instead of quietly accepting your decision. In a relationship, your comfort and consent must come first.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may react with hurt feelings, irritation, or even anger, thinking it's a rejection of him rather than just your needs at that time. This behavior can leave you feeling pressured or misunderstood rather than supported.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You need to be careful here. When he gets angry or feels hurt, there's a risk he might bring up private moments or use sensitive things you've shared to win an argument or make a point. This can leave you feeling exposed or betrayed.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He can be faithful, but he isn't always steady or thoughtful about his actions, which means he might get distracted if he isn't careful. He's not especially charming or outgoing, so he won't be chasing after other women all the time. This doesn't guarantee he'll be unfaithful, but you'll need open, honest talks and clear boundaries together to avoid misunderstandings or risky situations.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he can be over possessive and may act jealous or controlling at times. His strong reactions and quick temper can make him suspicious without much reason, leading to arguments about your friends, your phone, or even what you wear. This behavior doesn't come from love but from his own insecurities.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what may seem like a protective nature is often a sign of a controlling personality. He might say he's looking out for you, but his actions, like deciding who you can talk to, monitoring where you go, or making choices for you, are really about staying in charge. True care means supporting your independence, not limiting it.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He won't automatically see parenting as a true team effort. Instead, he may expect you to handle most of the work, especially the everyday things. He's willing to help when you ask, but he won't often take charge or step in on his own. If the kids need comfort or there's a big problem, he can show care. But with daily routines and responsibilities, he's likely to leave most of it to you.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. His emotions can flare up quickly, and he may shout, say harsh things, or react without thinking, even if he feels bad about it later. This might leave the kids feeling scared or unsure instead of comforted and understood.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He may truly care for you, but he can struggle to fully support your role as both a mother and your own person. He tends to get caught up in his own feelings and can become possessive or insecure, especially if you focus on your career, friendships, or self care outside of motherhood. Sometimes he might expect you to put family first all the time and may react with frustration or jealousy if you prioritize your own needs.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the type of man who might seem supportive of your career now, but later could ask you to quit after you have a child. At first, he may talk positively or not mind your work, but once a baby arrives, his own comfort or insecurities can take over. He might start expecting you to step back from your job for the family's sake and could pressure you with comments about what's best for the child or who needs you most. It's important not to ignore these warning signs. If keeping your career matters to you, have open conversations early and watch for signs that his support might change when things get tough.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He may struggle to show real warmth to your parents and is more likely to act polite on the surface, if at all. He isn't naturally gracious or thoughtful in social situations and could come across as blunt or a bit distant during family visits. If you value genuine closeness and respect for your family, you may notice that something is missing in his approach. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making efforts to fit in with them.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. His quick temper and blunt nature mean he can react sharply, raising his voice, saying harsh words, or getting into arguments instead of finding a smooth solution. Think carefully about how this will affect your peace of mind and family bonds.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem modern with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home or just with you, he may not mind your choices or lifestyle. This can feel confusing and unfair, especially if he doesn't stand up for you or back you up.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his own family rather than fully supporting you. He doesn't like to adjust or get involved in tricky situations, so you may find him keeping silent or making excuses instead of standing up for you. Sometimes he might expect you to give in just to keep the peace, leaving you feeling alone during family conflicts.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He has a strong chance of being a mummy's boy, and in most conflicts with his mother, he's likely to side with her over you. He may find it hard to go against his mom's wishes or question her openly, even if he knows you are right. Be clear about your boundaries early and notice how he acts when his mother is involved.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister, sometimes without even realizing the harm it can cause. This means your personal matters may not stay just between the two of you, and you might feel exposed or betrayed when family members know things you wanted to keep private. This habit can break trust and make it hard to solve problems as a couple, since too many outside voices get involved.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel like living with a warm but unpredictable storm. There will be moments when his kindness and affection shine through, especially when you or the children need comfort.